be Cooking with Keith, where we're about elevating recipes for you while you're camping, because camping is more than just hot dogs. So have you ever found yourself with lots of potatoes and some other root vegetables that are sticking around, especially for me because it's just me and my RV and cooking for one person? You know, you buy a 5-pound bag of potatoes, you know, it doesn't take long for them to go bad. So before they go bad, I like to be able to have a couple of recipes in the hopper in terms of how I can use those ingredients up. And shepherd's pie is one of my favorite comfort foods, and that's what we're going to make for you today.
And guess who's here?
And I'm delighted that my friend Tracy could join us, and
We're back together, yep.
And we have John back in the camera.
Yep. Just thought I'd make an appearance.
So the ingredients are really quite simple. We're going to have, of course, you can make it with ground lamb, but I'm doing ground beef. This is about 1 pound. You can use anywhere between 1 pound and 1.5 pounds, depending upon the side of dish you're going to have. It's 1 onion, a couple of cloves of garlic, 2 or 3 carrots. We've got about 2 pounds of potatoes. I'm going to add turnip to it because, as you can see, my turnip is starting to sprout some greens, so we'll use that up. As well as we have some frozen peas that we'll use as well. So it's really a two-stage process. We're going to brown the meat with some of the vegetables, and we're going to boil the potatoes, and we're going to boil the turnip, and then we're going to bring those ingredients all together, and then they'll go into an oven. So in terms of the flavor, we'll have salt and pepper. We'll have a little bit of beef broth and some parsley and rosemary, and that's essentially it. So with that,
what's the A1 for it?
Oh, that's, yes, sorry, that A1. I always like to put a little dash of A1 anytime I'm using ground beef. So anyways, so let's get started. We'll start peeling the vegetables and get those ready, and then once those are done, we'll be right back with you.
And so on B-roll, you can use anything in there, and it shows you like different genres. Jeremy, what do you want?
Cool,
Jazz,
cool.
what do you want? You know. So for B-roll, that's what I...
Okay, we've prepared all the vegetables. We've got the potatoes ready to go on. I've salted the water. We've got the turnips that I've salted as well. We're going to let those boil for about 20 minutes.
Here, you have to, okay, hold it down.
I did. It's on.
And then,
Oh,
just like that.
fancy stove.
And then you need all 3?
Yep.
Okay, so you hold it down and just, oh, you have to hold it. There you go. And just hold it for a few, no, don't turn it, just hold it. Hold it down for like 5 seconds. Okay. And see the blue flame?
Yeah.
You get on the blue flame, hold it down, and hit the starter. Hit it again.
It's lit.
Okay. Ah, there it is. You're good.
Wait till we get to the oven.
Yeah. Oof. That's going to be tough.
So in here, I'm just going to soften the onions and the garlic. And then we're going to add the ground beef and the carrots. To this, we're going to add a little bit of salt. And some pepper. We're going to cook this and brown until the meat is brown. That should be about 10 minutes. And in about 5 minutes, I'm going to add about a teaspoon of rosemary, a sprinkle of parsley, and a little bit more salt and a little bit more pepper. And I'll add the A1 sauce, as well as a tablespoon of tomato paste. Once the ground beef is browned, I'm just going to skim off some of the fat so that we don't have too much liquid in the bottom of the pan when we cook it with the potatoes.
Okay.
So to the pan, I've added about 3/4 of a cup of beef broth and about a cup of peas. And we're just going to let that simmer until the sauce thickens. And meantime, the potatoes and the turnips are about 8 minutes away from being done. I'm going to strain the potatoes now. There we go. Now I'm going to mash them. Got some butter here first, and we're going to use about a half a stick. And to that, we're going to add about a half a cup of milk. Test it for seasoning. A little bit of pepper, and that's it. And we're just going to set this aside. Moment. And then we're going to do the turnips. It was hot. And the turnips. Potato masher, and we're going to add some butter to this. Mash it together. And we're going to add about a 1/4 stick of butter. Now we've mashed our potatoes, or sorry, our turnips, and the flavor is there. We're now going to begin to assemble. So what I've got here is about an 8-quart casserole dish. We're going to take our ground beef. We're going to put that in first. Knock that down. Get it all nice and even. Now we're going to take our turnips. We're going to make a thin layer. We're going to take our potatoes and put those on top.
Question. If somebody just has a 9x13, would that work?
Yeah, any sort of deep dish pan would work. You can actually even do it in the frying pan that you cook the beef in. You're just creating layers. Potatoes are starchy. That's good. And then we're going to put this in a 400 oven for about 20-25 minutes just to bring everything together, and then I'll be ready to serve. This part. Now if you want to be fancy, you can take an egg, beat an egg up and brush that on top. But because these ovens in RVs don't necessarily have a top burner, it'd be kind of hard to brown it. But there you go. So we'll be back when it's ready to serve. Okay, now is the final part, is the tasting and the eating and the enjoying. So we've just taken it out of the oven. It's been sitting for about 10 minutes. I'm now going to cut in and serve it. Now the first one's always the most difficult to get out. That's one. That's two. Tracy and I are going to enjoy it. Just kidding, John. And we need some forks.
Nice, beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't
Okay,
get
who's
to
going
eat.
to do the taste test?
Oh yeah, you're in the back there.
Oh, that's me. Oh, and do you have ketchup?
Oh, yes.
What? Oh, that looks beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Have you ever had shepherd's pie?
Or no, maybe you never got to make it last year. Oh my gosh, this is my heaven. Potatoes, beef, carrots.
Here we go. Bon appetit.
Not that Keith's cooking isn't amazing.
Is that Heinz?
Oh no! Ah!